thing about Australians is you don't have to invite them. If they're there, they'll just show up. You know? So, ladies and gentlemen, other non-binary folks, this is Laughter is the Best Medicine Kyiv, the newest improv and stand-up comedy troupe in the city. And let me introduce our company, please. Tatiana and...
Where is
I
thought she was going to go get her, and she actually just walked around.
Do you know, did I start too early? No, it's 7 past 7. Where's Nada?
Behind you.
Oh! And there we go. So, everybody knows Tatiana, Nada, and I, of course, am Peter Alexievich. I'll be your host tonight for this, our 4th iteration of Laughter is the Best Medicine Kyiv here at Gonzo Bar Podil. And I want to start out, we've got a number of special guests. And opening for us tonight is Katya. Katya, come on up here and give us your...
Oh my god, this is so weird. I'm sorry guys, I'm distracted with this. Someone's watching. Oh, why are you watching? I'm here.
No, I know one of the people that speak Spanish will be.
Okay, anyway. Okay.
Nobody knows.
You should get my friends, I don't know how they would find it.
Your lead. Hello, girls. How are you? Are you Ukrainian? Yeah. You want? It was funny. I bumped into a girl right outside, and yeah, and I knew immediately that she was Ukrainian, not a native speaker, because she said, "Oh, Господи, I'm sorry." It was really funny. No, yeah. Hello. Okay. What's
Busy.
this? Is Madhouse. Okay, guys. So, I guess you wanna hear the jokes.
Sure. No, skip those. Go right to the...
Go right to the setups. If I hadn't been invited to this thing, I would have stayed home and smoked weed. This way I will smoke weed a little later. So it's fine. I call it willpower. Yeah. So, actually, really, guys, it's really cool that you're here and that you support those people and Peter and the girls, and you come here because for me, like, I really love performing stand-up in English more than in Ukrainian, and it's a weird position for me. I'm in Kyiv and I'm Ukrainian, so I really like when I can have the opportunity to perform in English, because I feel like in English I'm more open and fun, and I feel more funny. And I figured out why. Because I have 2 different personalities in English than Ukrainian. And my English personality were raised by TV shows and comedies, sitcoms like Friends and The Office and 2.5 Men. And my Ukrainian personality were raised by my parents. Yes, thank you. Although my father is a very funny man, it's true, he's really funny. He can tell any story in a fun way. So, and my mom, she's also funny. She told me this story once, and before I tell you this story, I just want to say I'm sorry. Okay? Fine, okay. So my mom tells me a story. When I was 1 year old, hi!
Just in time for the story.
It's in English. No, they're gonna hate you.
I'm so glad you brought the dog.
Yeah, it's gonna be rough. Thank you. So, oh my god. So, okay. My mom tells me a story when I was 1 year old. I was born in 1991, so we didn't have diapers, and I used to crawl on a bed, right? It's cute. It's a cute part of the story. And if my father were to lie down on the bed while I was there, I used to crawl up to him like this, turn around, and sit on his face with my bare ass. You're shocked. I was too. My mom tells me this. I mean, it's weird. Like, I was like, what? Mom, come on, what are you talking about? And I think I know what happened. Because I don't think it was like an early stance on patriarchy. This is the way I wanted to tell the world what I think about patriarchy. No, I think I did it on accident once, and they laughed. And I was like, this is comedy. I'm gonna go there. So they laughed. And so basically, you could say that my father was the first man who kind of liked my material. Right? You even can say that he was the first human being who kind of breathed in a sense of humor in me. Yeah, it's okay. Oh, hi, thank you guys. They are not laughing, you are doing this, okay? They are doing the little heart, okay? What about you guys? What are you doing? Okay, thank you. It's fine. Yeah, and I'm divorced. So I was with my husband for 12 years, and I had to realize that my relationship is not okay when we used to go to my parents' house to dinner, right? So my mom, my dad, and we are together, and we sit on one table, and I had to realize that my relationship is not going great if I literally could say that I was sitting on someone's face here and it wasn't my husband. Yeah, and I'm not gonna tell you, oh wow, you are very surprised. You look shocked. Are you okay? Hello, yes. There's no one behind you. Are you okay? Yes. Good luck. Stop it.
Hold it.
Hold it. Hold it till the next joke. The man is dying here. You're not seeing it. Okay, anyway. What else? I'm not gonna tell you about my divorce because unfortunately it's really funny in Ukrainian, but it's untranslatable into English. So I'm gonna tell you about a cockroach. Do you know what a cockroach is? Do you know?
No.
Yeah.
Cockroach? Tarakan. Right? Have it? You're still shocked. I'm not gonna tell. Okay, maybe I should go to my rest in beach face material. Okay, guys, I have a question for you. Have you ever find a cockroach in your house?
Yes.
Yes? What did you do?
I left the previous apartment.
Yeah, you left your apartment. It's my idea, yes. What else? What did you do?
Burned the house. Squished it.
Just cute.
Killed it. Okay. You wanna know what I did? I took a cup and put a cup on a cockroach and left the house. I hope something will, something will happen with it. But then I got really nervous because I thought, what if this cockroach is not dying there? What if it's getting ready to meet me? What if he's I don't know, doing push-ups, sit-ups, getting in shape? He's a Tarakan Rocky, he's doing this, and You know, he finds a knife. He's doing this. He finds a knife. If I would like do this with the cup a little bit to look the little lavka, I don't know, the little cockroach had paw. Do you think cockroaches has paws?
Feet.
No, forget it.
Appendage.
Feeler maybe.
Appendage.
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 Yeah.
It's a generic word that means either arm or leg.
Oh. Well, it's funny and educational.
That's what we strive for here.
No, yeah, I got nervous that he's getting ready there, and I was afraid that I would take the cup and the cockroach is not there. And I look at the cup and he's like, I have a knife, please. So I've done my 10 minutes of material. Thank you very much.
Gentlemen, gotcha. Thank you, gotcha. Okay, is someone barking like it? Oh, there is a dog. I'd forgotten there actually is a dog. Yeah, it's a good-looking dog too. Look at that. You spend the money on the groomer, don't you? Yes, I know, it shows, let me tell you. Okay, so this next game is called Things You Don't Want to Hear. And a number of people gave us suggestions. And so we're going to take a look here. I've taken two. We'll put one away for a minute. And the first thing is things you don't want to hear at a funeral. Things you don't want to hear at a funeral. Does anybody in the audience have any suggestions for things you don't want to hear at a funeral? Or Nada or Tatiana?
Second family. What do you mean by that?
You are next, baby.
You are very scary sometimes. Oh look, they managed to reattach the head. Oh shit.
He looked better on the pics, to be honest.
It's a beautiful dress. It's a pity to bury it.
This is the first time I've ever been to a clown funeral. It's interesting. His colleagues, following tradition, have all come in one car.
Okay, surprise, surprise, he left everything for the dog.
Are you guys leaving everything to the dog? Yeah. I was the last one to do her. She was still in a coma, but still it counts.
Hurry up, guys. It's time to drink.
Anything else? Anything else?
So, as an ancient tradition says, you can only say good about the person who passed away, or you need to say nothing. So, let's keep the minute of silence.
The dog got it. The dog gets it.
The dog likes it.
And the next thing, things you don't want to hear in surgery. Things you don't want to hear in surgery. Yeah, I'll take some of that gas too.
Hi, you are an actress. May I take a picture with you?
It was the wrong leg.
It was the wrong leg.
Yeah.
Where's my watch?
Doctor said you are dead.
But I'm alive.
Doctor said, who knows better? You are doctor.
That's the most Ukrainian thing you'll hear tonight.
what are we cutting out today? Okay, may I take it for my dog?
No, save that. We're going to need it for the autopsy. Anything else? Things you don't want to hear in surgery. Things you don't want to hear in surgery. Anything else? Anything else?
Okay. Look at his hair. We need at least 3 waxers to prepare him for the surgery.
Wish me luck, it's my first day.
I've only ever done this on horses.
No money, no surgery.
Also very Ukrainian.
Yeah.
We managed to remove the knife, but the cockroach is still inside.
Nice. Ladies and gentlemen, these are things you don't want to hear. Thank you. Now we heard from our first special guest, Katya, and next up is Tatiana. Tatiana.
Looking good.
I should give you 22% more.
Okay. From time to time, I've heard people say, "Oh, you have such bright charisma." I answer, "Thank you. I'm taking pills for it." And your dress is so beautiful. There's nothing special. It's very cheap. Mother of my friend says to her daughter, "You as beautiful as a princess." My mother says, "You as beautiful as a King Charles." And only in my dreams, all is okay with my self-esteem. I dreamt a handsome, athletic-looking black man, totally naked, and I were invited to Napoleon's big party. Napoleon personally hosts us, and suddenly he exclaims, "Hey man, why are you naked?" He answers, I don't know, Your Majesty. This is her dream, not mine." And then Napoleon notices me and says, "Oh, I remember you, baby. You and I were stealing cucumbers from vegetable garden." And then he caresses my chin. His wife Josephina is here. She's angry and she's jealous of me, and she says, "I used to go, long ago you used to caress my chin." Napoleon gives her a hard look and answers, "Yes, but long ago you used to have only one chin." And then he whispers in my ear, "Let's get drink somewhere alone." And the next episode, Napoleon and I drink gin tonic Apollon in a Ukrainian fast food restaurant Puzata Khata. I don't know why, but Napoleon is totally naked. No. He is not as impressive as my black guy, but it's no big deal because I'm drunk. Then I see my naked guy, but this time he is not naked. He is wearing Napoleon's uniform, but it's a little bit short for him. A tray with sweets in his hand. He approaches us and says, "My suggestion, baby, just eat when you drink." And
Attention, air raid.
If only that could have waited 2 minutes.
okay, and I just remind you, my naked guy, which is not naked this time. The tray with sweets in his hand, and he suggests me to eat when I drink, and I try to take a piece of chocolate from his tray, and he starts yelling, "Hey, take it easy, baby, this is my finger." Oh, fuck. Napoleon whispers me in my another ear, you know, I'm afraid of my wife. I'm afraid of coming back to Versailles. What should I do? And I suggest him, Your Majesty, maybe you should buy her some gift. And next moment, Napoleon and I are in an underwear boutique. The shop assistant looks like King Charles. No, that was King Charles. He comes up to us and says, "Hi, guys, can I help you?" I say, "Your Majesty, His Majesty wants to buy a bra for his wife." Okay, which size you need? Napoleon says, I don't know exactly. Okay, it looks like grapefruit. No, smaller. Like an apple? No, just smaller. Oh, like an egg? Oh, yes, exactly, but scrambled. Yes, and Napoleon whispered me, "Can you lend me money? I'm broke, I'm out of money. I pay it back to you in your next dream." And in this moment, King Charles turns into my mother. She says, "Don't do it, he will never pay it back." And then my mother turns into my naked guy. And he says, "Baby, beware of Russians." Next moment, I was woken up by a Russian missile strike. No, naked guy, son of a bitch.
Nice, thanks. I cannot imagine being in Tatiana's dreams. And I'm extraordinarily grateful that I am excluded from them. Ladies, would you join me up here? This next game, now guys, we depend on you for a lot of the input, right? And this next game is called the advice game. And what we're interested in are problems that you have in life. Anything from your check engine light is on, to my heart is broken, whatever it might be. Any problems at all that you want some advice for, we'd like you to ask us for advice, and we want to assure you it will be terrible. The advice might be okay, but probably it will be the worst advice of your life. That's what we're shooting for. Does anybody have any problems that they would like the advice from these folks for?
How is you can attract a guy who is a gay?
Say that again.
How you can attract a guy who is a gay?
How can you attract a man who is a homosexual? Become a man. Meet the requirements.
Just don't try it.
And actually, it's pretty easy, you know. You just go. Now you can change whatever you want. It's not difficult to do.
And it's about money.
And I'm sorry, what's your name?
Emiliano.
What is it?
Emiliano.
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 Emiliano. So you're a local. Where are you from?
I'm from Italy.
From where?
Italy.
Italy. Italy. Italia. We love Italia. Do you have any advice?
Pretty similar, one trip to Thailand and
See, Emiliano, this one knows where the discount surgery is. There you go. Who else needs advice on anything? Anybody else got anything?
How do you charge an electric car during the power cut?
How do you charge an electric car during the power cut? David, come here for a second. Come here for a second, motherfucker. Come here for just 1 second. Hey everybody, this is David Frazier, right? Say hello, David.
Hello.
For those of you who may not have seen David around, you might have seen his car. It's painted like the Ukrainian flag. It's the UA flag Tesla. And David here parked himself in front of the Russian embassy in Scotland for 17 days, blasting every air raid alert that there was here in Kyiv. Let's give it up for David Frazier. Everybody's a critic.
17 days, 17?
I think that dog has good taste in people.
I think doggy needs an exorcist maybe.
That's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard.
The good advice for you would be to get some flippin' solar panels. Right? Invest in some silicon, brother. Either that or maybe hamsters on wheels. A bunch of little hamsters on wheels. Any advice for David?
Yes.
Get a car that runs on gas.
I just thinking.
Anything else?
Okay, you could join some hippie esoteric community and they could help you to charge your car using magic crystals, power of their imagination, and so on and so forth.
There you go.
To be honest, I didn't understand about which David problems.
Oh, that's okay. David doesn't understand his own problems. Who's got anything? We're looking for advice. Who needs advice on anything? Who's got a problem they want advice on? Anybody? If not, then in that case, let me introduce you to our next super secret guest, Johnny Jen. Johnny.
Thank you very much. Hello, everyone. I'm curious, actually, today it seems like there's a lot more Ukrainians here for English comedy, which is nice. Who here is from Ukraine? Oh, nice. And then who here is not originally from Ukraine? Okay, so I'm curious, and actually both of you can answer this. Who is trying to learn Ukrainian?
Everybody.
Okay. And who finds it really, really hard? You know how to make it even harder? The very, very first word I ever tried to learn wasn't like hello or like thank you, anything that commonly used. For some reason, the very first word I ever tried to learn in Ukrainian was polonitsa. This bread thing. And I don't know why it was like such a joke to like learn how to say this, but no matter how I said it, and I know in the beginning I was saying it really terribly. I was saying like, polonitsa, polotechka, polonitsa. But whatever I said, even if I thought I was saying it correctly, they would always point and laugh. And imagine like you're trying to learn something brand new, whether it's a language or like a skill, how to ski, and every time you try, everyone just like points and laughs. It's not very good for your motivation. But I now realize it's not just this word that's difficult. I think Ukrainian is just a very complicated language. It's a beautiful language, but it's a hard language. It's not like English where you can kind of just speak it any way you want, and people will still understand you. Like even ask the Scottish guy over there. More or less, people will understand you. With Russian, you can kind of just like, you know, blur your words. You can just be like, and everybody will understand, like, you know, pretty much what you want. But Ukrainian is like more sophisticated. It's like, you know, do you guys know the nickname for the Ukrainian language? The Ukrainians. Solовimo. It means like a bird song, or like a nightingale's whispers, or you know.
It's very logical.
Very, very melodical. I am not so melodical. I'm not a bird, definitely not a nightingale. Which is why it was a lot easier for me to learn Russian at the beginning. When I first came, 2016, 2017, I was living in Kyiv, and I was learning Russian. And it was really, really, really hard for me. Now I'm learning Ukrainian, but it's even more hard because every time I try to practice, like I would go to a coffee shop and I would say like, Dobry ranako, you know, can I have a, you know, cappuccino, like and they would just automatically switch it. They'll say it, and now everybody speaks English. Everyone's like, ah, do you want oat milk or maybe almond milk with it? But 5 years ago, like nobody spoke English here. And I remember being at a restaurant, and it was always kind of the same. There was always maybe one person, always in the back, that like had the best English ability. And it wasn't even, you know, great. It was just like he spoke it the best. So I would go in, and they would look at me, and they're like, "Yes, Dima, Amerikanski tourist." And then Dima would come up. He's like, "Hello, my name's Dima. What do you want?" And I'm looking, you know, I'm like, "Oh, can I have a glass of water?" And he'd be like, "What?" I'm like, "Can I have a glass of water?" He'd be like, "Что? Что ты хочешь?" I'm like, "Water, just like a glass of water." "Вода, вода." And he'd be like, "Ah, vodka." And I'd be like, "Okay, just give me the vodka." Because I realized it actually helped me speak Russian better. And I discovered this one night. I was out at a bar, drinking, and I saw a guy I knew. He didn't speak any English. And normally I'm just, you know, I can't really communicate with him, but this night I'm like, and he was like, "Oh, да, молодец, ты говоришь по-русски сейчас очень хорошо." And I was like, and I told my friend, Chris, I said, "Chris, he said I speak good Russian now." And Chris is like, don't talk to people like, and I was doing this like every day after, even when I wasn't drunk. I would just like, you know, Dobry dien, babushka, yabloko. And he would like, "Johnny, stop doing that. Like it's like you're making fun of Russian speakers." And I'm like, "No, like this is how they speak." And he didn't believe it until we were out one day, and then someone else was like, "Oh, молодец, he speaks good, very good." And this is all I learned on the streets, right? Because when I was first trying to learn, I downloaded Duolingo. You guys know Duolingo?
Of course, yes.
Do you guys remember what the first lesson was? It wasn't like, "Hello, my name is," or "Good day, can I have," or "How much did this cost?" You know, useful phrases. The first lesson teaches you how to say things like, "Slon jest mush." An elephant eats a mouse. Which you will never use anywhere, number one. And number two, it's not even correct, because elephants are vegetarian.
So is a mouse.
But I realized it's not just like learning Ukrainian or Russian that's hard. In Ukraine, when they had to learn English, there was one phrase that everybody starts with. And every Ukrainian, no matter how little English they speak, all know this one phrase. What is it?
UK is the capital of Great Britain. London.
Yeah, you guys all heard this before? London is the capital of Great Britain. Right?
It's from school.
Yeah, everyone. Who's absent today? Like these are the two phrases everyone knows. I don't know what. It's not even a correct phrase. Edinburgh, yeah, and London are the capitals of Great Britain. Great Britain is not a country. It's like saying Oslo is the capital of Scandinavia. You know, you're missing Copenhagen, you're missing Stockholm. And it's like, there's like 30 million people who learned this phrase. Maybe more if you count the rest of the former USSR. And it's not even correct. It's like walking around and the only English word you know was, Evelyn's like to eat mice. Completely useless. But I have learned a couple tricks on how to improve and make things easier. And this works in every language, right? All you need to know how to learn is like, you know, a polite phrase like good day, добрый день, right? And then you need to learn like an ending, like, you know, дякую or пожалуйста, or, you know, whatever it is. And then like numbers, you know, 1, 2, 3, you know, один, one. And, oh, survived. So, with these like 3 things, you can almost say anything, right? You can say like добрый день, один, coffee americano, пожалуйста, or дякую, right? You can say добрый день, toilet, пожалуйста, and the parties won't want you. And the thing is, maybe you don't know how to say like these words, but you can kind of just like Russify it or Ukrainify it, I don't know if that's a word or not, but just Slavify it, right? So like, if you want to know, you know, you're like in a new city, and you're like, добрый день, museum, Bublaska, and they're like, show? And you're like, museum, where's the museum? And they're like, show? You're like, musée, dear musée. And they're like, oh, what's over there? And this works for like most things, right? You know, you're at a restaurant and you say, you know, один menu, пожалуйста, and it works. They even only bring the menu. And I was doing this, and I felt so confident, you know? I'm like, steak, пожалуйста, hamburger, пожалуйста, hamburger, пожалуйста. And it works, like, you know, 99% of the time. But when it works a little bit too well, you get a little bit too cocky, you get a little bit too confident, right? You start saying this for everything. And I remember when I would ask for the menu, I would always say like, you know, добрый вечер, or добрый день, the menu, пожалуйста. And they'll bring the menu. But then, back in the day, and now you have QR codes, everyone speaks English, it's easy. But back in the day, they would come up with the paper menu, and for some reason, the waiter would always just stand right behind you. And he would just wait, and like, fuck, like, I barely beat Cyrillic, I'm like, hamburgers. And I'm like, can I have a minute, please? And like, Dima would be like, stop. I'm like, give me 1 minute, please. Stop? What do you want? Like, один minute, пожалуйста. Huh? Один minute, пожалуйста. And then Dima would walk away. I'm like, oh, it worked. So I started saying that every day. Every time I went to a restaurant, I would be like, you know, can I have the menu, please? I mean, you know, menu, пожалуйста, menu, пожалуйста. Один minute, пожалуйста. And I didn't understand, like, what I was doing wrong, because it worked. They would always walk away, just not as guy going. Right? And I was like, all right, well, I guess they understood. Until one day, I was on a date. I was on a Tinder date. First date ever, first time meeting her. Went to a restaurant, and I'm just cocky and confident. I'm like, yeah, I speak this language. I'm like, Добрый день, everybody. Menu, пожалуйста. Один минут. And she looks at me like you guys are looking at me here. It turns out, miniyet in Russian means for an entire month, I was going to restaurants and just asking blowjob, please. And I did this to everybody. It was guys, it was girls, babushkas, and I'm so disappointed that not even once did I get my order.
So guys, we're going to try something now that we have not done. Come on in, brother. Hey, how you doing? You want to take a seat? There's one right there. There you go. Yeah. What a bitch.
We're gonna buy some more drinks and then coming.
Grazie. So guys, you know, we put this group together.
I'm housekeeper.
Thank you. You're security. You're on door. We put this group together because we're all actors and we wanted to experiment with comedy. And so tonight we're going to do an experiment using these props. Let's see. I've got a props box. And in this props box we have some unusual items that we will try to do something interesting with. And this, I think, we can start with Usyk! The recent heavyweight champion, notice that not resonates?
You see, these props need to be used in unusual way, not in the way they're used normally.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, certainly. Il non è patris et filius spiritus sancti.
Emilio, come back!
You look more like a fake Steven Seagal.
Steven Seagal is fake.
He's fake with his fake black belt.
His fake black.
Someone thinks that this is a skirt, but it's scarf.
Oh, wait. When I tell you to be quiet, you be quiet.
You're too good at that, Peter.
Yeah, we won't improv, not real life.
Prepare to be punished. After 500 years before.
Prepare to be punished, huh? Prepare to be punished free of charge.
So, okay, I guess I have one. I think this dog breeder is a scammer because he gave me this collar for my bikinis.
Anything else? Does anybody in the audience want to give it a try? Anybody got anything?
Do we have any ideas from the audience?
Or ideas?
This man has an idea.
Naturally, they're with the British. I shouldn't talk. It's the fucking Americans that are always late for things. World War I, World War II, Ukraine.
Aid.
What?
Ammunition.
You know, it's nice not to be embarrassed to be an American again. Well, you know, as embarrassed as we have been the last 6 years.
Let's pick the president.
I would like a peanut. Could I have a peanut? I would like a peanut. See, elephants don't eat mice, they eat peanuts. In America, that's what we feed them, peanuts. Ladies?
She's in the black bag again.
Tell me your secret.
What is this confession? How was I supposed to know it was your mother?
Okay. Self-defense.
She has never studied nunchucks.
All your prompts involve Steven Seagal?
But then I'll be using the
Nice. Nice try.
my turn. I don't know. Be an alien? No.
Beep, 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 beep. Well, it's another great day here at the nudist camp. I'm gonna go clean the pool.
Oh, that's what appendage means.
Thoughts? And last but not least, here to present the award for Best COVID Vaccine, Angelina Jolie.
Prepare, be punished. For free, it's promotion.
I've created this new microphone design so that at open mics, comedians keep their fucking filthy mouths off the mic.
I guess it's not a joke, that's just a startup idea, so.
Anybody else? Anybody else? Yes!
It looks like Chupa Chups sealers have a complexes.
About who? What? Who?
It's a candy on the stick.
Okay, candy on a stick.
In Ukraine, I trust I will be the best president. The best one.
Go ahead. Oh, there you go.
My fellow Americans. And I will ask you, take this thing for only 5.16. I'll publish with my personal signature for 5.16, please, America.
Thank you. And on my first day, I promise I will be the greatest dictator that the world has ever seen. Nice. All right, a little attempt at prop comedy. Thank you guys for playing.
Thank you.
And ladies and gentlemen, Nada is up next. Nada.
I see that we have new guests. I think you're come about on the right time. And firstly, I would like to mention that today is Antoine de Saint-Exupéry birthday. And we have at least one person here who knows French fluently. So give it up to Maria. Yeah, Maria, she's a wonderful person. She's an actress, professional actress, and a stage manager. So yeah, she's wonderful. And yeah, you can clap for me.
Maria! We just met a girl named Maria.
Yeah, another guest. Wow, awesome.
What's up, Doug?
And we also Dmitro. He's from Kharkiv. And so give it up to Dmitro. Because I think that's pretty funny, because every time guests from my side, like the people I know, they came each time to our shows from different cities. So previously it was Cherkasy, Lviv, Dnipro, and this time it's Kharkiv. So yeah, I think that's funny. Okay, so let's go straight to the business. Today I would like to talk about very interesting and common problem among us humans, because we have very complicated consciousness. We are very complicated and simple at the same time. That's why we like to avoid problems, especially our psychological problems and so on and so forth. So I called my speech "People Would Do Anything Except Being in Therapy." So right now I will give you just a brief list of the most common ways to avoid therapy. So let's go. Firstly, you could use other people as a pre-therapist. The first people that came to my mind, it's your friends or people you just used to know. So imagine something happened and you feel bad and you just can call your old friend. It's like, hey, long time no see, what's up, let's hang out. And this person firstly thinks, like, who are you? Like, and what do you need actually? Like, oh, okay, let's meet, why not, whatever. And you just start bombarding this person with your problems, and that's it. And where would we also find strangers who would be forced to listening to you? Of course, on Tinder, I guess, yeah. So you're hooking up someone and go with this person on the first date, and this person accepts to get to know you know, and just listening to you while you are saving $100 per hour. Someone would call this scam, but that's just an opinion. I'm calling it winning. And another technique. You could just grow up and alter ego. So instead spending money for a therapist, you could just spend this money by buying pretentious books about some incomprehensible philosophy no one's give a shit about, money for visiting contemporary art exhibitions and so on and so forth, just to look pretentious and so others could think that you're intellectual and so on. So if people used to think that you are just an ordinary village idiot, but now they could see you as a modern intellectual. If you haven't had any girlfriend, career, close friends, so now you just also haven't had any girlfriend, career, close friends, savings, but you have your podcast. So that's another way. Yeah. And the final solution, that's why I'm here right now. So you could listen to me, and thank you for attention, and thank you for being my free therapist.
Okay, we've got one last game to play. And this game is called Prepare to be Judged. We need a volunteer from the audience to come up, and we will tell you where you are from, what you do, and something interesting about you. Hey everybody, this is Juan in real life, but we are going to tell you where he comes from, what he does, and something interesting about him. But none of it will be accurate or flattering. That's the important part, right? None of it will be accurate or flattering. So let's take a look at one. Would anyone? If we were in the United States, I would have said he's come across the Rio Grande. But clearly, you come from a vegetable cart on the corner. what does he do for a living? Where is he from? What does he do? One interesting thing about him.
Are you Napoleon?
Right height! Right height!
From my dreams?
I don't know.
So I have a few guesses. I have multiple options. So he could work as a gypsy at the weddings.
Oh.
He's making money by attending weddings and playing gypsies there. And what else? He could be a member of the Balkan Mafia. It's very
And how about, does anybody have an interesting fact about Juan? Anybody have an interesting fact about Juan?
I think this guy is wearing a white tie under his trousers.
Tidy whities.
Yeah.
He's wearing tidy whities. Do you have one?
I need to think a little.
Interesting fact about Juan, he can't go past wet cement without drawing a dick in it.
So interesting fact about him, that's literally fact. So he's following my Instagram and his wife still not divorced him, so
Juan, do you want to tell people who you actually are, where you are actually from, and what you actually do?
Okay, I'm from Ukraine. I'm here in Kyiv 2 years. I'm here because I'm married with a Ukrainian woman. You know, that's why. And I love this one for everybody.
An interesting fact about Juan, he is a discriminating man with excellent taste. Thanks, brother. Anybody else? Can we get somebody else?
I guess we need gender equality.
We need gender equality. Would any of the women like to step up? Okay. Oh, here's Vika. Everybody, this is Vika. She's a friend of the troupe, that's for sure. Vika, stand so that the people online can see you. And where does Vika come from?
The capital of Great Britain.
Balkan Mafia? Traditional Mafia. Where's Emiliano? Right on cue, Al. Right on cue. And, okay. Where does she come from? What does she do? One interesting fact about her.
I think she is from Croatia, but she pretends to be from London.
And for a living, you're still collecting used water bottles and recycling them at the plant. No? Yes, yes, exactly. That's exactly what you're doing. And one interesting fact about our girl Vika.
Please don't say about it.
Oh, definitely say about it.
Oh my god, I know too many because I know her like closely. Okay, let's see. She's spying on guys who like other guys secretly. No?
I'm not sure it's a secret. Vika's very excited because she just bought a farm, an ant farm, but a farm.
I think she's stealing potatoes from a supermarket. That's for fun.
And makeup for fun and profit. Vika, do you want to tell everybody where you're from, what you do, and an interesting fact about yourself? For real?
For real or
For real.
or lie? Finally,
Oh, I don't know. Feel free to lie.
Several days ago, I lied for the first
happen again. I'm sure you of that.
You know, by the way, it's interesting. It's interesting. Because like in the messages, one guy, he asked me, are you married? I said yes. It was, oh my God, you're such a bad person. I'm naive.
Jude, you were right. They take that shit seriously. Ladies and gentlemen, Vika. All right, we've got another special. Does anybody else want to be judged? After that, are we good?
Absolutely.
Okay. I don't know. All right, so Jerry, our last guest of the evening, ladies and gentlemen, Jerry.
Hello.
Hey, I'm saying hello to my 12,000 friends. So God put on his favorite DVD. That's right, the Terminator. Peter, what's God's favorite DVD?
Terminator 2, Judgment Day.
Tom, please.
Come on in.
Who thinks we should start again just for Tom?
You're right.
I'm halfway through, Tom, but just for you, we're going to start again. So God put on his favorite DVD. What's God's favorite DVD?
Terminator 2. Terminator 2, of course.
And halfway through, he turns to his son. Hey, Jesus, I'll be back. That's what you always say. I'll be back. By the way, is it going to be anytime soon? Because, you know, we've been talking. Who's been talking? Well, me, Gandhi, Mandela. Oh wait, was it Bandera? You know, the freedom fighter who went to prison for freedom. And yeah, we kind of think, you know, we're bored of your stories. Always the same thing. Birth this, death that. Hey Dad, what's wrong with my birth story? Okay, I'll tell you what's wrong with your birth story. 3 kings? 3! As if they wouldn't be killing each other. 2 kings, I might believe. Hey Joseph, Mary, baby Jesus, we have a couple of gifts for you. Here's your frankincense and your myrrh. Lada. Or is it lada? I'm translating for my Ukrainian friends. Do you know Ladan or Laban? Lada.
Gold, frankincense, and borscht.
Joseph, Mary, Jesus, here's a couple of gifts for you, your frankincense and myrrh. Oh, thank you, kings. Hey, what's all that shiny stuff back there? Is that a king's head? Actually, Dad, what did happen to all my gold? Well, you see, Joseph squandered all the gold on women. But can you blame him, son? I mean, it's not like Mother Mary was putting out. My bad. By the way, it's very hard to say Mother Mary slowly. I meant to say your mother, Mary, wasn't putting out. Okay, Dad, fine. What about all my miracles? Oh, the wine and the fish and the bread. Yeah, right. Okay, how about this? God takes the DVD Terminator 1 from the player. Okay. Show me 5,000 copies of Terminator. Dad, are you crazy? Who even watches DVDs? Son, we're just curious why you leave out your whole middle life. We know about your early life, we know about your later life, but conveniently you skipped out the whole middle. What do you mean conveniently? all Christian, Dad. You know, if you're gay or not. Oh, Dad, stop it. Oh, really? Okay, what era was it? Roman Empire, famous for straight roads and gladiators in tight suits and homosexuality. Exactly. How many followers did you have? Thousands, mate. No, close ones. 12. And they were all men. But Dad, seriously, what's this all about? Why are you so pressing that I leave and go back to Earth? Okay, son, I'll tell you. As soon as you go back to Earth, I'm going to be up here alone in heaven, running around to Gandhi, Mandela, and asking them, have you seen this boy? Have you seen this boy? Okay, guys, I got into trouble the other day. It's all my fault. I was in a cafe. I overheard this girl. She sounded American. And I heard her zooming her friend saying, hey, Amy, you know me. When I travel, I like to get in with the local guys. Go up, have my seat. I ran straight to her table. Привет! Я Yaroslav, English people! I hear you interested local guy? She turns around. Oh, very interesting local guys. I'm Yaroslava, TCK. Conscription. Before I could say, nee, I mean, no, 2 hands were on my shoulder, the 3 of them are taking me to the office. Now I've got to persuade the Titsika, now I've got to persuade conscription that I'm English. I'm like, this is going to be easy. So I go deep into my English accent, all right, mate, now I'm from England, I'm from London, that's where I'm from, mate. And they don't understand a word I'm saying. I say, okay, I'll tone down the accent a little bit, I'll speak slower, I'll sound more like them. No, from London, the capital of Great Britain. Just then, I overhear 2 of his colleagues talking about the football. What's that? Zinchenko and Modric are on the bench? Who is missing? Who else is absent today? Who is absent today? Okay, I have a final joke for you. Who here is fed up of power cuts?
Yeah, power cuts.
Power cuts. Power outages.
Yeah.
Okay, let's start again. Give me a little boo if you're fed up of power cuts.
No, it's making me slim.
Good. And give me a complete silence if you're afraid that you might get missiled. Yeah? See, I'm afraid, just like you, of dying in a missile attack, but I'm even more afraid that it happens during a power outage. Because how am I going to find the light at the end of the tunnel? Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Jerry, you're the best, man. Thanks. Thanks for coming out. I really want to thank, even though Katya has stepped away, I want to thank Katya for being here tonight. I want to thank Jerry for being here. I want to thank Johnny for being here. And of course, I want to thank all of you for being here, because we could not do this without you. And as a final thought, now normally I would do some jokes here, but there are 2 people here that I'd like to introduce everybody to, and I have a question for them. You know, we are in, it's a rough time out there, there's no doubt about it. And the inconveniences that we suffer here in Kyiv are nothing compared to what the men and women at the front who keep us safe go through. And the reality as a foreigner coming to Ukraine is that this is not our fight, right? We may be sympathetic, we may be supportive, but it is not our fight. And being here does change us. And so the question that I have for a couple of the expats that are here is, how has the experience of Ukraine changed you? And let me start with David. David, come on up.
Any else props for this?
No, this is not, this is like, you know, I'm not really funny. I'm much more like serious. And so I wanted to take a minute because we have David, who does really great work on behalf of the Ukrainian people, I think. And I think he should be acknowledged for that. And I know he doesn't live in a vacuum. And so I want to, so just roughly, how has the experience of Ukraine changed you?
So I had a couple of conversations with Peter over the last couple of days, and he said something different every time. The first time he said, "Do you want to sing?" So I thought I would bring you a song from the capital of Great Britain. Oh, cloud of Scotland. But then he said he wanted me to maybe tell some stories from Ukraine. So I'll tell just two very, very quick stories of my experience from Ukraine. I've been coming here for 20 years and been involved in different humanitarian projects. This is my 24th trip since the start of the Great War, as some of the soldiers call it. And one thing I love is when I finally get to Lviv. And I generally try and not stop driving through France and Germany and other bits. And they've got some amazing hotels in Lviv. And I smell a bit by the time I get there, so it's great to have a shower and to enjoy a hotel. And I remember maybe the first week in March, the girl at reception meets me and says, "David, we might have air raid sirens. And you must go to shelter. Everyone must go to shelter." I said, "No problem, okay, fine." And I fall asleep, and I wake about 2 o'clock in the morning with Putin's lullaby. And I think I'm dreaming. I'm saying, "No, this cannot be happening. It's a dream." I'm in a hotel suite. They're very good to volunteers in Lviv. They charge me a tiny bit of money and give me a beautiful hotel suite. And so I think, do I go to the toilet in a dream? But I decide to go to the toilet. And so I'm going through the doors and I'm thinking, this must be the toilet. And I wake up and I'm bang in the middle of the corridor on the second floor, looking about, and thankfully there's nobody else there. So I run back in and say, I'm walking around, I'm sleepwalking. Putin's lullaby does many strange things to people. And the next morning I get down to reception, and the girl who was very friendly yesterday, her eyes are down, and I'm thinking nobody saw me until I see CCTV is in Ukraine as well. And the second story was geography. It's not my strongest bit, but when I know things in my head, I know things in my head. I was handing over one vehicle in Lviv to the military, and I parked in a bit that I knew that I was going to be. And 3 policemen run over and say, "You cannot park here." And I say, "Wrong." They say, "No, you cannot park here." I say, "Wrong, I'm already parked here." And they say to me, "No, this is security area." I say, "Okay, I have good news. Crazy Scotsman now guarding it for you. So now very, very safe area." And the police were looking at each other and it's like, "The fuck?" And they did not know what to do. So they said, "Okay, put your hazard warning lights on." And then they came back about 10 minutes later. And they made me honorary policeman. And friends, that's my experience of Ukraine. Always, I've been made very, very welcome. I have a t-shirt that says, was given me by a Ukrainian, that says, "You have been adopted by Ukraine." My adopted country, I always feel at home, and it's a pleasure to serve. Thank you.
Thank you, David. Johnny?
Yeah?
You want to say a few things?
Sure. Sorry, I don't have a heartwarming story or a song for you guys, but I'm kind of the opposite. I was already in Ukraine when the war happened. I was one of the people who really didn't think it would happen. If you asked me before February 24th, 2022, I would have said, 0 chance Russia will invade, like Putin's not that stupid. I was wrong, sorry. But I really thought we were in an era of world peace. You know, there's enough food now for everybody, not to only have food, but also to make a heater. But like the whole world, like there's no reason for war anymore. Like everyone has enough land, you know, like Russia has plenty of land, they're not using most of it. So I really didn't think they would actually invade. I was wrong, alright? And I realized then, life is not fair. Like life is fucked up, you know? And one of the reasons why I'm still in Ukraine, you know, even though I can leave, I know it's really unfortunate, a lot of people cannot leave, you know, whether because they're military age, or because they have family here, or their job is here, their life is here. There's many, many reasons why everybody is still here, all of you in this room. You know, I'm very fortunate I can leave. You know, I have a US passport, I can go back to San Francisco, where my parents live. I can go to Thailand, where I was living for 10 years before this. But whenever I'm somewhere else, I feel like nobody understands what's happening. Like what's really happening. And ironically, I'm actually more stressed when I'm out of Ukraine because I'm always checking Telegram, checking the news to see what's happening. It's only when I come back here, I'm probably a little bit too relaxed, you know? Like when I'm in another country and I see air raid, I'm like, oh shit, what's happening? I'm like, checking Telegram. Here, I'm like, I look up, I'm like, oh, I'm okay. So, this war shaped me a lot. I'm trying to only take the positive lessons from this, but it has been hard. I think it's been hard for everyone. And I think this is why it's so important now to have comedy. This is something that I've always wanted to do, but I never really got started with full time until...
No one expects the Spanish Inquisition.
Until the war started, I realized, you know what? I'm here, why put off the things that we always wanted to do? So, if there's anything that you've always wanted to do in your life, whether it be learn another language, a talent, a skill, to get married, get a dog, you know, to get 2 dogs, just do it now, because maybe one day we'll look up and it won't be okay, so thank you.
Carpe diem, baby. Carpe diem. Time is short. Do it now. Do it today. The best time to plant a tree is 20 years ago. If you didn't do it then, the best time is now. And so, ladies and gentlemen, just before we end, does anybody have anything that they'd like to say? Any questions they'd like to ask? Any jokes they'd like to tell?
Oh, jokes.
Anybody? Anybody?
Anyone want to
seize the
about
moment? Anybody want to what?
Oh, anyone want to complain about an ex-boyfriend? Oh, there you go.
Center stage. It's a short chord.
Sorry, but I just want to say thank you, all of you. It was special for you because I know about this day because of you. And thank you very much. You do a really good job, and in spite of even complicated times. Thank you.
So, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the company and everybody here, I want to thank you so much for your time, your attention, and your participation this evening. It really means the world to us that on this glorious, glorious summer Saturday night, you choose to be in this basement with us. What is wrong with you guys? Have you
And without air conditioner.
And without air conditioning, that's it. I know, right? I'm sweating like a pig. So thank you, Tatiana. Thank you, Nada. Thank you, Jerry. Thank you. One last thing. If you guys, you know, we do put a lot of work into this. If anybody has any money, they want to give us, here's the hat. Throw it in there on your way out. Thank you. And I will see everybody at the bar for a beer after. Thanks so much.
I probably should not have done it.
Should not have what?
I probably should have read it. I wanted to hear it so bad, but I missed it. And then you know, here's the concept. I fuck you. Yeah. I remember this. When your face went in my speech, I did.
Oh, yeah. I have.
Привет.
And it's funny because I didn't
I like the look. Oh, he's alive. What? Привет. Hello.
Ladies and gentlemen, I think this is the end.